What's going on, guys? It's Play, and today what I want to talk about is the console war and the debate and what's going on right now between Sony and Microsoft, because as you might know, there was the press conference a couple of days ago which featured the PS4 and the Xbox One, the two next generation consoles, and Sony, just from the bat, they completely obliterated Microsoft in their press conference. Microsoft went up first, and like they did both times this year, they went up first and they presented the console. They said a bunch of things about it, and then Sony came out and they just completely destroyed Microsoft. They countered every single point perfectly. They just came out and said they support used games. You don't have to be online, so that online DRM thing that everyone was talking about. It doesn't have that creepy Kinect camera that's always looking at you. And it's $100 cheaper, so who can argue with that? $100 cheaper, which is a huge bargaining factor when you think of the parents that are going to be buying their kids or their household these consoles for the holidays. If you look at one console that's $100 more expensive than the other, it's going to sway your decision hugely, and I think this is really interesting because for the first time in maybe 7 years, I think a lot of people are going to be getting the PlayStation 4. It's nearly unanimous. If you ask almost everyone, 99% or maybe 90% of people you ask, they will say PS4. There were interviews all across the E3 floor, and people were asking, what do you think is better, what are you going to be getting, and nearly all of them said PS4, which is really quite interesting because for once everyone seems to be preferring PlayStation, simply because of that press conference, how well they went about their presentation of the PS4. And but despite all this, PlayStation has also, there's one negative in well, it depends how you see it really, because there's one negative in the form of you now have to pay $5 a month. I'm not sure how that equates to normal currency, but you have to pay $5 a month for PlayStation Plus. PlayStation Plus is the new, basically, Xbox Live. You have to pay to be online, but if you don't have that, you can still play offline games absolutely fine. But yeah, you have to pay $5 a month, or there'll probably be some payment plans for about $50 a year for to actually play it online. But I see that as a good thing, I really do, because when you pay for a service, it means you're entitled to a better service ultimately. Because when the PlayStation Network went down, it's really not that much of a huge deal, but if we were paying for it, if we were paying for the actual months, then Sony would really feel bad, and they would really feel like they have to, that they owe it to us pretty much to give us a really good service. So I see it as a really good point. When you pay for something, you're entitled to a better service, and I think we will get a much better PlayStation Network because we are paying for it, and it gives them more money to be able to do these things and have more servers and better customer service and all this kind of stuff. So I see it as a good thing, but I don't know, you can take of that how you wish, and but now you have to pay for online, but it's not a huge amount. And but despite all this, I'm still getting an Xbox One, which might sound very strange to most of you. I'm still getting an Xbox One, despite the PlayStation is, in my opinion and most people's opinions, undoubtedly the better console and the better decision to make. Simply because I'm a YouTuber, the Xbox One is just, there's no decision. Even before both these press conferences, I still had the decision in my mind that I was going to get the Xbox One, and simply because of three things. Call of Duty DLC is first on the Xbox, Battlefield 4 DLC is first on the Xbox, and Titanfall is only on the Xbox, period. The game will not be on PlayStation 4 at all. So those are going to be the three biggest games of 2014 and the next couple years. You can quote me for that. Titanfall is looking very promising. It's made by Respawn Entertainment, which is basically the people who left Infinity Ward after Modern Warfare 3, the people who made COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2, the original Call of Duties. They've made Titanfall, and you can definitely see the essence of Call of Duty in Titanfall. It looks incredible. I absolutely cannot wait for Titanfall, and I think it's definitely going to be one of the biggest games, one of the bigger games of 2014, along with Ghosts and Battlefield 4, of course, but simply because of the fact that my two favourite games, Call of Duty and Battlefield, they have DLC first on the Xbox One. It's just, my hands are tied, I have to get the Xbox One, but I would like to get the PS4. I might be able to get it, I'm not sure, but if you combine the price of all the games and the consoles, you're looking at over $1,000 or pounds, whatever. But it's really expensive. The conversion rate is completely messed up. I don't know what is going on with Sony and Microsoft, because somehow $500 magically manages to equate to £430, which is completely wrong. If you look at it like how it should be converted, $500 is equal to about £320. So essentially, the Europeans, we're paying like an extra $100 for our consoles, which makes no sense at all. But apparently the PlayStation 4 is also region free, which means you'd be able to buy a PlayStation 4 in America or another country and it will still work in the UK. So I might look into getting that because it will save a lot of money, because the conversion rate is completely just off. But anyway, this is really interesting because for once I might actually become an Xbox guy, because I've always been a PlayStation guy all my life, and I really would like to get a PlayStation 4, but simply they have all the games. Microsoft have the ability to throw around all their money and just buy out Activision. They can buy EA and they buy all these companies and say, make your DLC for our platform first. And simply because of that, being a YouTuber, I need to be able to give you the information first. I'm not going to be waiting a month, and it just doesn't work like that. So unfortunately, I'm going to be getting the Xbox One, which is kind of weird to say. My hands are tied on that matter. But I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. I hope Microsoft have some good announcements to make me kind of feel glad I'm buying an Xbox One. But anyway, simply because of the YouTube aspect and the fact that my 2, maybe 3 favourite games of all time are tailored especially for the Xbox One, I pretty much have to get the Xbox One, and it's $100 more expensive, which kind of sucks. But anyway, I really want to know your opinion of this whole console debate. Leave a comment in the comment section whether you'll be getting a PS4 or an Xbox One, which one you kind of are leaning more towards and which one you'll most likely be getting, because I really would like to know what the general consensus is between these two consoles. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you have, and I'll see you guys later. Jump.